Hello guys, Josh here, and today we're going to take a look at G1 Omega Supreme. Now, before we get into the bio, I wanted to point out the fact that this guy's made by a company called Toybox, same company that made Skylinks and Trypticon. Then there's also an e-hobby version that is blue and white, basically the Guardian colors because Omega Supreme is one of the original Guardians of Cybertron. Then you also have the Encore version, which is pretty much the exact same thing, same G1 color scheme, except for I believe on the inside here you have like a little faceplate, which is kind of cool looking, but I just prefer the original just because it's the original. Now, as far as a little bit about the bio, I don't want to cover a whole lot, but basically it kind of does a backstory episode to where Omega Supreme is, feeling down, he's depressed, and Optimus Prime's like, what's wrong, big buddy? And he was like, it's the Constructicons. Basically, in that backstory, the Constructicons, not Devastator, but because I don't believe they combined at that time, they were best friends with Omega Supreme. They were just in charge of guarding Crystal City. I don't think they were Autobots or Decepticons at that time. But then Megatron gets a hold of something called the Robo Smasher, basically turns the Constructicons into the Decepticons that we know them as, and they trick Omega Supreme because Megatron wants to use the Robo Smasher on Omega Supreme, says go here, someone's in trouble, they need your help or something like that. While that's happening, the Constructicons they destroy the Crystal City, which is supposed to be the most beautiful city in all of Cybertron, which was Omega Supreme's job of taking care of it. He feels betrayed, and they try to use the Robo Smasher on him. They try to turn the Constructicons back into maybe Autobots, I believe, and it doesn't work, and it makes them fixed permanently as Decepticons. So that's why you kind of see that rivalry between the two, because there isn't an Autobot combiner during the time of Devastator. So just kind of wanted to share a little bit about the backstory with Omega Supreme and why he's always depressed. Before then, he was always kind of like a happy-go-lucky guy, but just being stabbed in the back by his best friends, it kind of ruined him. But we'll use 6-shot here a little bit later for size comparison. And let me move Devastator out of here. So now I'm going to show off the little electronics because this lights up and this goes up and down, so you kind of see that. We'll take them apart, we'll put them back together in his robot form, and I'll show you how the electronics work on that as well. There we go. Guy does take 2 AA batteries, very simple to get to. They're basically in that red chest compartment there. But as you can see, lights go up, lights go on, turret goes up and down. And that's something that you want to make sure that whenever you buy this guy, ask the person who's selling it to make sure that the lights work and everything like that. Otherwise, it's going to cost you quite a bit of a fortune to buy this guy on his own. So there's a little look at that, but we'll go ahead and get the transformation done. I did want to point out some of the part sections here. This basically comes his arms, as you will see, and there's some nice little sticker detail on here as well. Came with a bunch of small stickers. We'll take these little sections off. And like I said before, I'm missing the little bitty yellow ones, so they're about that size. And then we'll take these off as well. Take off the tracks. And we'll just kind of set those to the side at the moment. We don't need those until the very end. And this is what made it hard for parents to buy this figure for their kids back in the 80s. Just because, if you lost something, then you're not going to be able to, put them back together, and vice versa. Let's say if you miss this little piece right here, you're not going to be able to make a complete track to have the playability whenever he's in his train and rocket mode and things like that. And you're also not going to be able to, put him into his robot mode without this as well. Just because, eBay didn't exist back then. So as you can see, you're stuck with quite a few parts here. But we will start off with the leg sections. So we'll need these 4 things right here. And we'll also need this little guy right here. And what we're basically going to do is pull down on these legs, just like so. Pull these arms out, and you can pull these down and move them to the side. Before we push his head back, you're going to take his little backpack section here, slide that on, and that'll just come apart, or come back, and this whole thing will pop forward. As far as the battery section goes, if you needed to change them out, that's how you basically do it. You just open that section there. Push that all the way up. And then move this to the side so we don't break that cannon piece. And just want to make sure everything's on camera so you guys can see. Alright, so you're going to have male and females with these things here. So let's just make sure those go together. Yeah, they do. So those two will go together. And whenever you're putting this together, this big section, you can see that there's a smaller one there. This bigger section is going to go on the inside of the track. There we go. And we'll just do the same with this one as well. Alright, so you basically have that, and then it doesn't matter which foot you put it on, they just slide down in there. There we go. You can see that his legs are a little bit uneven, but you can get them even if you want to. There we go, I think. It all has to do whenever his little walking feature, so sometimes he's not going to stand even there. Then taking a look at these guys right here, you just want to make sure that you get your female and male ends. You get the two that excuse me, match up properly. And as you can see, there's a little bit of difference here. This section right here is going to be the front. This is going to be the back, obviously, because he needs a space for his foot to come out. But up on top here, you can see that this side is a little bit more risen than this one. The side that's a little bit lower down is going to be the inside of his leg. So this is actually going to go on this one, and then we can go ahead and slide that bad boy on, and we'll slide this one on. So that little bitty piece that I said that I was missing on mine just goes up there. You don't necessarily need it. We'll do this one as well. There we go. Spin his head around, and this section, just slide it up on there. The same with this one here as well. Maybe it's this one. There we go. And whenever you want to release, you've got these little buttons right here that you can just push, and then it helps release that. So basically the buttons go on the inside. And there's basically Omega Supreme. You can open this little backpack section here, and you can put his tracks on several different ways. So a lot of people, they just take this section off, and they just leave it like that and close it. But what I like to do is put them both on, just because I don't want any spare parts laying around. And you snap that in. And let's see if I can get him to walk. Mine doesn't walk that great. It kind of just does like a moonwalk. Yeah, as you can kind of see, it's just moonwalking there. So that's the one fault with mine. There we go. But let's get some size comparisons going on here. Let me just adjust the camera for you. And I have 6-shot to kind of give you guys an idea there. Let me see if I can just grab one of these guys off the shelf here. And here is G1 Sideswipe. And yeah, this guy's right here. I'll just grab him. And there is G1 Grimlock. So as far as skill goes, if this guy's supposed to be a T-Rex, and Grimlock in the show was a bit bigger than everyone else. That's kind of the skill that goes with Omega Supreme. Now, he should be a lot bigger, considering that all the Autobots got into him to travel around Earth and Cybertron and things like that. But in Transformers, especially in G1, nothing is in scale. So thanks a lot for watching, guys. Hopefully you enjoyed this, and I should have something up on Wednesday. Kind of a little treat. I believe we're going to be uploading some Super God Master Force episodes where we actually do it in Google Hangouts. So you can watch that live with us. I believe we said we were going to start doing it at 9 a.m. Central Standard Time. And we're basically going to kind of commentate over it. It will be subtitles in there, so if you don't know Japanese, you will be able to read along. But we'll just kind of watch it with you guys. And for you guys that haven't seen it before, I thought it would be kind of fun. And we'll see how that series goes. So thanks a lot for watching, guys. I'll talk to you later.